Well, hey, and welcome to this Pursue God video series called Understanding the Big Picture of the Bible. And what we're going to try to do in this series, as the title says, is try to give you a big picture, bird's eye view understanding of what the Bible is really all about. You see, I think this is really important because there's a lot of people that really like the Bible, that are sort of intrigued by the Bible, would like to study the Bible. I mean, it's a very popular book. It's the best-selling book in history. But for a lot of us, the Bible can be very confusing and intimidating. I mean, it's a big, thick book, and for many people, we know there's all these stories in there, but all the stories are kind of jumbled together. We don't really know how it flows. We know there's a lot of wise sayings and these nuggets of spiritual truth, and yet there's also these things like genealogies mixed in there and these sort of scary prophecies about the future. And so while we might want to understand the Bible, it's confusing because how does it all really work together? What's it really all about? And so we think there's some really important questions that are just foundational to understand if you're going to really pursue God in His Word, the Bible. You know, some questions like, well, where did the Bible actually come from? And all these stories, how do they fit together? And what really is the story of the Bible all about? And maybe most importantly, what does it really mean to me today? Does it really matter in my life today? And so in this series, we're going to be covering some of these very key topics. Here's just a forecast of some of the ideas we're going to be looking at. We're going to be talking about the composition of the Bible. What is really in the book? What's it composed of? You know, we're going to talk about the different authors of the Bible, of the people that wrote the actual books of the Bible. We'll talk about the various genres that we see throughout Scripture. We're going to talk about the main overarching theme that we see throughout the Bible, as well as some sub-themes that we see reoccurring throughout the story of the Bible. And we're going to talk about the storyline, the plot line. What is this book really all about? How does it flow together? And again, ultimately, we're going to talk about the meaning of the Bible for my life today. Again, the point of the Bible isn't just to give us some interesting stories or sayings. It really is given to us by God to affect our lives in very deep ways today. And the Bible is what guides us in our pursuit of God. So it's really important that we understand what the Bible is all about. And so I hope in this series you will be excited to dig in, and hopefully you'll walk away with a greater understanding of the big picture of the Bible. So why don't you go ahead and pause for a minute now and look at some of these questions and discuss these as a group.